Hello everyone, Josh here with Texas Games, bringing you my first impression for the Japanese release of Heaven Burns Red. Now, usually I don't do non-English games here on the main channel, but I had to make an exception for this game because it's so well done. It has a lot of high production value, and because of all the hype and how much they actually put into this game, I feel like this game will be globally launched at some point, hopefully sooner than later. I'm not going to sit here and speculate when, but hopefully it will be done at some point, and then of course we'll cover the game more then. But I wanted to make sure I get you guys in here and at least preview the game in a way. I'll give you my final grades on the first impression at the end, as I always do, out of 10. No doubt this game is probably going to get a pretty decent score though, because of how much they put into it. And so far I'm having a ton of fun. It's definitely a little bit of a different experience for me because of the way the game is kind of laid out. It isn't kind of like your prototypical gacha or even turn-based game in certain senses. So we're going to go ahead and explore some of the things in the game. We're currently sitting here now at the main lobby. This is basically when you get to your character's room or house or whatever, you unlock this lobby, and you can actually go back and redo different days, because this game doesn't go by like chapter 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. It goes by days, and you actually play out the entirety of that day with your characters. You're going to meet new people, be at different places, etc., etc. And then, of course, you're going to have to be fighting different variations of enemies. But it's going to be day to day. So, I mean, some of the things in the game, like 2x speed and auto, those are going to be locked behind actual days and not, where your storyline progress is in terms of chapters. So that's definitely going to be a little interesting for some of you out there. You're going to be doing a lot of walking left and right through all these different areas, going to different checkpoints to do your, dialogue, and to, of course, get to other battles. So it's a lot of fun. It's different. Sometimes different is good. In this case, I think it is. This game is very storyline driven as well. If you're not going to be a big player on story, you're probably going to be spending most of this game skipping dialogue like me. Obviously, I'm doing that because I don't read Japanese. But if you do read Japanese, let me know in the comment section below how you're liking the story so far. I will have the APK link in the description below if you guys and gals want to check this game out anyways. I'm hoping it comes to global. As I said, it's a lot of fun. So far, the highest rarity for characters I've seen is SS. I'm assuming that is the highest rarity. They give you one at the start of the game. I'd say A is kind of the baseline, because that's what they give you. You get like a few A characters, and then you can pull some S's as well. But SS seems to be the highest, and that's if you get a rainbow during summons. Gold would be an S hero. And by the way, the summoning can actually change. So if you pull like a bunch of blues, they can actually evolve up to a gold or even up to a rainbow. So if you've ever played like a game like Digimon Re-Rise or Digimon Lynx from Bandai, those are games that just come to my mind quickly that also have that same mechanic where your actual initial summons can be upgraded to a higher tier with a certain percentage to change. So we have our quest down here. We have our mailbox, which I've already, of course, claimed all of our rewards. Now, what's very interesting is you have this lobby. This is like your main lobby, but then you also have a lobby within a lobby using your character's cell phone, which you can also use when you're out in the world, which is very cool, which kind of gives you like a mini lobby of sorts. And this is where your banners are as well. You can get your banners here. I love that some of these banners have a cool animation playing in the background. We have this one over here. We'll do a single summon real quick. Now, one thing to note, this game does have a premium currency on top of a premium currency. What I mean by that is you have your paid and your free premium currencies. Now, if you've ever played a lot of games like Pokemon Masters, for example, they do that as well, where you have a premium currency, but it's divided into two different categories, free and paid. This banner here, for example, this is a paid currency. So if you want to get those 3,000, even if you have 3,000, it's not going to matter, because you're going to have to go and buy them from the actual shop. So it's a little bit unfortunate, and these are some of the prices for those of you that are kind of curious of kind of what the prices may be when it does come to global. Hopefully it comes to global, that is. I should keep saying that, because sometimes they don't, but I truly feel that this game will. You can see the highest pack that I've seen so far was like $86. Of course, these prices may change depending on, what they want to do with them going forward. But as of right now, 15,000 gems, which is about 5 multis for 86 bucks. I've seen worse and I've seen better. So, it's kind of here nor there when it comes to the pricing there on summons. So we're going to go ahead and do a single summon real quick, because I've already did a multi on accident and it didn't get recorded, unfortunately. It's not that I did the multi on accident. It's I didn't click record. So I accidentally did the multi in a way. I don't know. But either way, you guys missed my multi. It wasn't even anything worth anything, to be honest. It was a bad multi. So we just pulled an A hero. Now, when you pull a new hero, you get like a little storyline with that character as well, which you'll see right here in a moment. Now, if you pull an SS hero, they get a cool little battle sequence in the background. And as you can see here, we just pulled a new hero, so we get a little storyline, dialogue with them. But I will say there is one thing that I do not like with the summons, and that is when you do get a summon, especially if it's an SS hero, it does a whole like flashy animation, but then it just becomes a static image. I want to see my characters actually animated on the actual summon, because I feel like it just makes the game look a little bit more polished in a way and more modern, because I've seen enough of these games where you just pull a JPEG, you know? And that's essentially what we're getting here, a JPEG or a PNG. You're just pulling that. I want to see my character animated, either if it's 2D or 3D. I just want to see them have a nice little animation. So just a little nitpick there. I will say the same thing too. It happens when you're doing the when you're in the character menu. The same thing happens. I'll show you. So if you go here to your characters, this is our current team. You can see here we got an SS hero. As I've said, we got a bunch of S heroes too that I need to replace these A's with. But if you go to like a character here, let's just go and open them up. Oops, clicked the wrong button. So when you open up your character, you'll see it's just a flat image. Just a flat image. It's not being animated. There's nothing going on. It's a little bit unfortunate. So, and these are all the different things, of course, you can do with your character, leveling up, their skills, limit breaking, awakening, whatever, what have you. Got him. I'm not sure what this is though. Is this? Oh, accessories. Interesting. Okay. So, and I do appreciate, though, that they do the whole full screen thing where you can actually see your character and it's beautiful artwork. It makes it, a little bit easier for content creators, especially when we're trying to make thumbnails and stuff like that. So I do appreciate that. And some people just want to make like a wallpaper, for the personal use. So it's nice to have that. But, yeah, I don't like that the image is just flat and static. I want them to be a little bit more animated, especially for a game that's, got this much value and high level production, rather, in it. So it is what it is. But here's the settings. You can change your settings, to your liking, of course. We're going to get out of that, go back to the main lobby. And I think now what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go and try and do some gameplay to kind of finish it off. Now that you guys know a little bit about where the summonings are and some of my other opinions there and thoughts. The UI is very nice. I like it. It's modern. It's more high-techy, so I can get behind it. Music, very well done. We're now on day one. Day one. It is now 5:30. I'm assuming that's 5:30 in the morning. So as I said, you're going to go through the entire day. Look at that. It's beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and fast forward through a lot of this dialogue. And I love when you actually fast forward through the dialogue. It's literally fast forwarding through the dialogue. So very, very interesting there. It is now 6:05. So it's been about like, what, 35 minutes in the day now? Our character starts their days early, don't they? We're going to get through some more dialogue. Hopefully we don't got to go too long to get to another gameplay. More fighting. Go and skip some more dialogue. Again, this is a super heavy story-driven game. So if you do not like story-driven games, you may not like playing this game. I feel like the game is still worth it because everything else about the game is pretty exciting. And if you look here on our main map, it shows you a checkpoint which you need to reach and where it's located. So that's where we're going to be walking to. Now, you can only walk left and right from what I can tell. I've not been able to walk any other direction so far, so I don't think you can. We're going to go and click that arrow. Okay, let's go in here. Hopefully we don't got to wait too much longer for a fight. I really want to show you guys the gameplay. The gameplay is what really sells me on this game. Here we're walking away from the building. Go ahead and go through that. Okay. So, again, we're just going to that checkpoint. Right now, this is where we're at. And this is where we need to be at the top. Keep walking. And I love what they've done if I look at the actual background here, I feel like they probably could have done a little bit more though, because I'm looking at some of these tree textures. They don't look the best. I feel like this game definitely sold me on the trailer more so than when I actually got into the game. Because when I got actually into the game, I was still impressed. I'm still loving what I'm seeing. I still think it's very high production and I still want to play it. But I don't think it's quite up to that standard as what I was getting from the trailer. So I will give them credit. They sold me on that trailer, and that's what the trailers are supposed to do. But if I really want to be super, super hypercritical and nitpicky, I'm looking at all these animations. Some of them look a bit flat, a bit bland. Some of these shapes look, you know, kind of low topology. What I mean by that is maybe they're either too smooth or they're too blocky in a way. I just don't feel like they were detailed enough. And that's just me. A normal player is not going to be analyzing things to that degree. But, being in game design once upon a time for quite a long time, I pick up these things. And the tree textures and stuff like that, they look a little bland, a little flat for me. But that's just me. Again, I still like what I see. I still appreciate the effort. And I'm not seeing, I guess the clouds are moving, so that's good. I would like to see some birds or something kind of like in the background a little bit more. I'm not seeing anything. It's just straight clouds. I just feel like if they added maybe a little bit of some kind of wildlife, maybe have some like random animals running around, it would just add a little bit more. But again, that's me being nitpicky. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, almost passed up our area. Let's go inside here. I don't think we're going to be fighting yet, unfortunately. About 12 minutes into the video. I don't want to go beyond like 20 minutes. Hopefully we can get through a fight before then. Like I said, I am flying through this dialogue. We're not going to spend any time on dialogue. But I would like to know, if you can read Japanese, how the story has been so far for you. Now 7:45 in the day. 8:30. So we're getting into the mid-morning hours here, or late morning hours, depending on when you consider your mornings. I mean, technically morning would start at midnight, right? Alright, so let's keep walking. The dialogue. Like some kind of like construction, or what's going on over here? That's not construction. What is this? Like some kind of, I feel like a jet or an airplane type of thing going on there. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's like an airport, perhaps. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going. That's some interesting artwork there, to say the least. Oh, almost passed up our arrow again. That's her yelling at us. She's like, "What are you doing? You gotta go in here. You fool." I don't know if that's what she really said, but that's what her facial expressions kind of told me. Like, get in here, man. Alright. And again, I feel like in here you could definitely notice it more than anywhere else. You can see, like, it just feels like the plant life is flat. Like, it's just flat against an invisible wall behind you. Again, nitpicking here, but these are things that I'm just spotting. It's because I had very high expectations for this game, so I'm being a little bit more aggressive with my analysis, because I really think the game graphically can do very, very well, but I think it could do more. I think it has potential to go even further. And I have to also, kind of be a little bit more harder on it too, because this is an official release. This is not a beta. This is an actual Japanese release. So, was that in English? Am I tripping? Pretty sure that was in English. Okay, it is now almost 10:30. It is 10:30 now. Okay, we're getting into the later morning here. Hopefully we can fight somebody before lunch. Alright, let's go through this. Come on, come on. I do hope that there's more battling when you get through the first, few days of the game. Because I understand, they want to kind of get you immersed in the actual world. They want you to know what these characters are all about, who these characters are, why they're here, what you're doing, you know, kind of give you that world building. And sometimes world building can be a bit slow at first, and then it could pick up a lot later on. I hope that that's the case, because right now I'm starting to get a little bit worried that there might be too much dialogue in this game and not enough gameplay. All right, let's go the other direction. Apparently we went the wrong way. One wide building. A lot of people there chilling. Something exciting is going on in there. Maybe there's a sale on snacks, man. Who knows? I've been there before. All right, did we miss something? What am I missing here? Doesn't show me. See, I don't read Japanese, so this is a little bit difficult. All right. Get out of there. Okay, so I found out where to go. So there was an arrow on the ground. I didn't even notice. But we found it now. Okay. Keep going. It is now officially past noon on day 1. So let's look at our map again. And we need to go that direction. Alright. Let's do it. Lots of walking. Oh, almost missed our arrow again. If we miss our arrow, we'll get yelled at. Alright, we finally going out to battle. Alright. Come on, come on. Get through this dialogue here. I think we're finally going to be getting to another battle. Yes, finally. Okay. So here we go. We have a full team now of 6 units. Alright. Now in battle, like I said earlier on in the video, you can't do the 2x speed unless you make it to day 1, which we're currently on day 1. And auto on and off is on day 6. So we have a few more days to go for that. We have like it's like some kind of like an ultimate bar at the top that you get collectively from all your units. And when you get it full, you do like some kind of like burst mode or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is yet, but it looks like it boosts your characters up in some kind of way. Now down here, you'll see a little number in the top right of each of our characters' avatars. That is their SP, individual SP to do their skills. And you can also swap with other characters. Then the big red button, the big pink button in the bottom right is the actual attack itself. It's going to initiate all your combos and everything that you've already pre-selected. You can also select your characters that you want to attack. Of course, there's only one enemy right now. And there's a shield above your HP bar. You have to burst through the shield first, then you start working your way down on the HP. Some of these characters are designed for that. Like this character, for example, she has a break mechanic. So we can, utilize her and stuff like that. But right now, we don't have any SP to do any of their skills. So we're just going to go ahead and attack. As you see there, we took the barrier almost halfway down. The armor, if you will. Alright, so now we have 5 SP. So now I'm going to go over here. And, we need SP4. I'm not exactly sure why we can't use it yet. If I swap with her, does that change anything? Oh, yes, it does. There we go. So we're going to do that. And then you need 6. Okay, we're just going to attack now. We get the break. We got the break. Okay. Now I'm assuming break just allows you to do additional damage or do more damage perhaps to their armor, for example. I'm not entirely sure. I have to figure that out later on, but I'm just going to go ahead and just keep attacking. This is a pretty weak enemy, obviously. So you can see the animations are very good. The music, as we've mentioned many times, is very good in here. I'm going to go and use our SS hero. Durability, and then let's see what happens. Okay, so the enemy is almost dead. And you see there that none of our units have even lost their armor yet. We're just going to attack again. Alright. Then we get our EXP for all of our characters at the end. And there you go. That's more or less what the battling looks like. And you get your various materials for victory. And that's it. And now we're going further into the day. Now we're getting into the, the evening now. On day 1, going into day 2, and then you pretty much are just going to do this from here on out. A lot of you are going to pretty much get the idea. So that is Heaven Burns Red, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be my first impression. Now, I will say, out of 10, I'm going to go ahead and give this game actually... Well, I guess we could finish it off here. I didn't realize we're going to have another fight so soon. Let's go ahead and finish this fight first, and then we'll give you my grade. Alright, yeah, here you can target. Go and just attack that right one. Doesn't really matter. I'll show you what happens too when we fill up that bar in the top right as well. I guess we can do that here. We have so many enemies we can attack. Now I guess, obviously if I could read Japanese, I could be a little bit more strategic here and kind of, do a little bit more in terms of like what kind of combos or strats I want to set up. Like you could probably save your SP for a certain amount of time to set it for something big, perhaps. I know that top right bar you can also stack as well. It goes beyond just one bar. It'll start making a second bar and a third bar. So there's probably a lot of strategies involved going forward that you can do with how you want to utilize your skills. Early game, you're probably just going to end up eventually just clicking auto and just, breaking these things down. But later on, when you get to more like mid to end game content, it's going to be a little bit more strategic, obviously. Alright, so we almost got this right thing almost dead. Okay, it is now dead. Now we're going to start working on this second one. As you can see there, we already filled the bar up there in the top right. We're going to go ahead and click that. This is what happens. Everybody gets like additional SP and then like 10% attack or something. I'm assuming that's what that is. So it's kind of like a burst mode, I guess, is what I'm getting from it anyway. We're going to go ahead and pop her skill. Her skill, pop her skill. Guess that's it. I'm not entirely sure why some of these skills don't work unless I like swap them to different orders. So we'll have to look into that at some point later on down the road. But here we go anyways. We're going in. Broke. Did over 1,000 plus 3.8% damage. Alright, let's go ahead and attack again. Let's just beat it down. Alright, let's just attack one more time. And that should do it. So there we go. Now you can see what it looks like to fight multiple enemies. You can see that there's targeting in the game. You can see like you get like some kind of burst mode or whatever from that top right bar. I'm assuming it probably does a little bit more than that. That's just kind of initially what I'm seeing that it's doing. Our characters again are just getting rewards, the XP, standard stuff there. And is that our last fight for the moment? It looks like it is. So, okay, now I think it's okay to end it here. So, out of 10 for this game, honestly, I'm going to give it a 7.5. Not as high as I originally thought I was going to going into this, but there are a few things that are a bit disappointing. Like I said, some of these textures look like they're just being stretched over some of these materials. They don't look very well done. It's like they're not tiling properly. It's like they use low resolution textures. I don't like that some of the areas of the game where the characters are being shown, they're just static images. Not as high production as I was expecting going in from the trailer. It's still pretty high production, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it could have been done a little bit better. When you do summons and you get like an SS hero and you see that cool animation, and then what you're left with is literally just a JPEG or a PNG on the screen. I feel like those could be a little bit more lively, more animated, because I've seen other games with lower production do that, and it comes off great. Just a little added layer. Music and sound is great. Animations look good. The gameplay itself is actually kind of fun, a little bit unique in some regards, where in others it's just kind of common, but it's still good nonetheless. It is a true, well, it's not, I don't want to say it's a true deformed turn-based, because it's not technically you go, then they go, you go, then they go, or an actual order of who's going. It's more like your whole team's just going at once and kind of chain attacking. So I can't say that it's true to form turn-based, but it's still for the most part turn-based, and it looks pretty good. Now, with all that said, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I feel like that's fair with some of the things that I had to say about it. Obviously, this is a release, so I have to be a little bit harder on it because it's not a beta or a CBT or anything. So, yeah, 7.5 out of 10, and I feel like there might be way too much story in this game and not enough gameplay, but that might change later on. But we're only basing our first impression on what we did in today's video. So, again, 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what your grades are in the comment section below. This is a little bit of a long one for me. Don't forget to subscribe to notifications, join me in the Discord in the description below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. And don't forget to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at X's Plays. And by the way, we are hiring here at X's Games, so if you want to be a content creator and join the team, I have all the details for that pinned in the server news in our Discord, so go check that out, and then DM me if you're interested, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.